Welcome back to Match Day with Maisie. Day 2 is complete. I will have to start being a bit more conscious of how much time I'm spending talking of each game, and some games I might have to rush over pretty quickly because although I'm doing well so far at keeping these to the 3-minute limit here, starting tomorrow there will be 4 games a day as opposed to 2 games a day, and I can't be going into as much detail with them here. So please bear with me while I figure that out. But let's talk about the games today. So the first game was Canada against Bosnia that ended as a 1-1 tie. This was Canada's 3rd time in a World Cup, and actually good news for them is this is their first ever World Cup point. Previously, they have lost all of their games, and so this point is the first one that they've received. And while that is exciting and that is great and they're moving their country in the right direction, I think they will be disappointed that they did not get more because they should have done, I don't want to say they should have done better, but they had a lot of the momentum and they had a lot of chances and they had a lot of opportunity to take that win. Now, the second game of the day, USA versus Paraguay, I'm sure a lot of people were excited to watch that, and it was a crazy game, especially the first half. There were 3 goals, which is crazy for a World Cup first game. And honestly, the USA just looked dominating. I mean, Paraguay couldn't even get a few passes together. The US were on them. Cool history about this game, though, is that's the first time the US have ever scored 4 goals in a game, and it's also the first time since 1930 that they've won a World Cup game by a 3-goal deficit. And actually, in the 1930s, that game was also against Paraguay. So they have a good World Cup history against them, and that showed today when they just knocked my socks off. They were so demanding and so incredible. The second half, the chances went down, and yes, they did let a goal in, I'm sure they're going to be upset about, but overall, especially for the first game in their home country, it was a great start. Now, tomorrow, like I said previously, is the first time there's going to be 4 games in a day. So we're going to start with Qatar versus Switzerland. Switzerland's captain, Granit Xhaka, I love him, he used to play for Arsenal. Anyway, the second game, Brazil versus Morocco, that will be a good game. The third game is Haiti versus Scotland. I am half Scottish. I am very excited for that one. And then the last game is Australia versus Turkey. So, again, another busy day. Probably a busier day than the one so far. But, it's just so fun when there's so much soccer.